We just started with takeout in the beginning because there was nothing in-house because the governor shut everything down. So we had to adjust with that. It was a little more work than we thought just because everything's takeout, but day by day. And then once we were able to get 25%, we just had to make sure that all our staff was up to code on everything as far as washing, rinsing, and sanitizing. Pretty much everything. The booths, you're talking about the handing out paper.
Winner right now in the S&P 500 is Target. The stock is up over 12%, absolutely knocking it out of the ballpark.
You know, when Walmart earnings came out 2 days ago and we knew that Target earnings were coming, Walmart's online sales percentage was so eye-popping at 97%. And in Q1, Walmart online sales were up 70-something%. But now you get Target, which comes along and has had even much greater gains in terms of just the e-commerce aspect. Online sales up almost 200% for Target in Q2. And back in Q1 also, Target online sales were up 180%. I mean, those numbers are eye-popping, but
CVS will start administering COVID-19 vaccines at its pharmacies inside Target stores. More than 600 pharmacies across the country will get the vaccine. You can head on over to CVS's website to sign up for an appointment if you are.
Tonight, across the country, nurses and doctors are exhausted.
Coronavirus has now surged past 9 million cases in the U.S., with at least 6 states breaking daily records for new cases. And in many remote areas, hospitals are at a breaking point.
About a year to the day is when COVID really started to explode in this country. And for someone that works in a hospital, clearly that's where a lot of it went down. So kind of from your personal experience, detail from about mid-March to now, what has that been like for you working in the hospital? Like, what has your schedule been? What changed? When did things get back to normal, etc.?
So as an orthopedic surgeon, my practice is comprised of predominantly elective surgery, elective hip and knee replacement. So when COVID came about, there was a halt to all elective surgeries across most of the hospitals in the country, meaning that only emergency surgeries were being performed. So essentially my whole practice shut down for the better part of 2 months. We were only seeing emergency patients in the hospital. We halted all of our office hours. We converted to telemedicine, so we were interacting with patients through computers and tablets and things like that. So we were still able to keep in touch with patients, but we were not able to do any elective surgery. And that lasted probably from about mid-March till almost the end of May. At the end of May, we were able to resume some degree of elective surgery once we were sure that there was not going to be a major hospital surge and that there was not going to be any shortage of resources, which was the main reason that we shut down elective surgery at the time. So from about mid-May until the present time, we were able to resume elective orthopedic surgery with some changes. Those changes being that all the patients would get COVID tested preoperatively. There were no visitors allowed in the hospital for a long period of time. So patients who came in for elective surgery would not be able to have any visitors. Most of those patients only stay overnight one night, so that wasn't too burdensome for them, but it was still a change from what they were used to.
So where do you think the hospital goes from here with cases going down and you and I'd assume everyone else that works in the hospital fully vaccinated?
Yeah, so all of the healthcare workers in our facility are fully vaccinated. Cases continue to go down. So the trend is certainly in a positive direction. We still test all patients for COVID prior to any elective surgical procedures, but certainly we're seeing that the hospital admissions for COVID have gone down significantly over the past couple of months. And with increasing vaccinations, we expect that that trend is going to continue downward.
And if one final question, if you had to guess, when can quote unquote normal life be resumed? Obviously you don't work in COVID, you're an orthopedic surgeon, but if you had to guess, when do you think you can see full capacity with small businesses, being a thing in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I think in the next 6 months, I think you'll see a return to somewhat normalcy. There may always be some degree of change where some people may always feel the need to wear a mask, especially in flu season and things like that. So I think you're going to see those. But I think for those people who are confident and able to resume normal life, I think within the next 6 months, it'll look a lot like normal.